Welcome back, Titans fans, to another episode of Bite Size Titans. I am your host, James Schmeitz. Titans State of the Union. Been gone for a few weeks. Got to get caught up here a little bit. Current record, Tennessee, 4-7, dead last in the South. Not good. But in my opinion, I think this is the best route forward. I think Tennessee, as you can see in my bio there, we want L's. Tennessee needs to lose games. We need to lose. Got a dearth of talent on this team. We got so many holes across the board. We need a high draft pick. End of story. We need a high draft pick. And I'm going to go on record right now in the first minute saying I think we're going to beat the Colts this weekend. It's going to make me so mad because I think we're going to fall out of the top 10 because of it. But just a quick update. 4-7 since the last time I've been here. We've lost quite a few. Lost to Pittsburgh Thursday night. Lost to Tampa. Scored 6 points. Got smoked by Jacksonville 34-14. Barely beat Carolina 17-10 after being up 17-3 in the first quarter or first half. Just the fact of the matter is we've got problems on the offensive line. I think our offensive line actually got worse, which is really impressive. Our receivers are no good. Hop's good, not great anymore, but outside of him, there's nothing. Chig's been up and down. He did have a good game against Carolina, so hopefully he can string some together here. Defensively, our cornerbacks are junk. Our secondary is no good. Defensive line's pretty good. Autry, Sims are still pretty good. Harold Landry's rounded into form. Could use some more playmakers in the backers. Not secondary. Special teams has been solid. You know, Stonehouse just won AFC Special Team Player of the Week. Nick Folk has been good as a kicker, so they're solid, but it's just not enough horses. Derrick Henry's getting older. We've obviously made the switch to Will Levis at quarterback, which leads me into my next topic here. Let's just talk a little bit about him, his stats on the year. Let me get this pulled up. I'm reading off ESPN. Here's what I'm doing. So he started now 5 games. I believe 2 and 3 because he won the game where he threw 4 touchdowns to D-Hop. 1,000 yards, 91 of 152, 59.9 completion percentage, 208.4 yards a game. So he's averaging 20 more yards per game than Tannehill was. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's been sacked 13 times. Rating of 88.2. The sacks are what are worrisome. It's not his fault as much as it's just a terrible offensive line. Our line can't block him, but specifically our tackles. Left tackle, Andre Dillard, has been an absolute terrible signing. Right tackle has been all over the place. NPF's out for the season. Now Chris Hubbard, who was decent but was hurt, he's out for the season as well. So it's just a hosh-posh of who's going to be where. I think Dylan Radins is the right tackle going for the rest of the season, and then they're starting rookie Jalen Duncan at left tackle, who last week was not great. Not horrible, not great, just kind of there. Good news is Skronsky is awesome. The left guard is fantastic. So you've got a building block on that offensive line. Brunskill's hurt, might not play this week, so that's not great. The offensive line needs tackles bad. I think your line next year, I think Brewer's the center, Skronsky's left guard for sure, and Brunskill is the right guard. You need tackles. You have a ton of free agency money, but it's not a great crop, and free agency guys. I saw a stat this week that 3 of the top 5 guys giving up pressures this year have been free agency signings. So a little not great there. So back to Levis. Been solid to good. 2 interceptions is great. 1 was against Pittsburgh late. Trying to win the game. He threw another one. 6 touchdowns, 4 did come in one game. The big thing is he just does not have a ton of time back there. He's not continually making the same mistakes twice, which is good. Not using his legs as much as I thought he would. Now, I think he's got an ankle injury. He's on the injury report this week. The video from Tuesday was he was limping badly. Was not good. So hopefully he's better by this weekend. But the big thing is he's getting the ball out. He's hitting receivers. He got a cannon. Obviously, we've seen it with D-Hop. The problem is there's too much pressure. He's getting hit, not enough time back there. So I would say it's been good for him. I'm a believer in him going forward. I think he is the guy. I think they're going to play it like that. But it's just can't get a great read on it when you're getting hit 1 second every play, you know. Tackles are not helping him. They're not helping Derrick Henry in the backfield. So it's just not great. And just put it lightly, was we need new tackles, and they're not coming this year. So I talk about we need L's. Currently, Tennessee is tied for the 7th pick, 4-way tie with the Bucks, Chargers, Jets, and us. We need to have a top 10 draft pick. I think we have to have one. I'm going to pull up PFF's draft board here to go through these players. Tennessee needs a tackle. They have to find one. It's the most important position. Left tackle is, and we don't have one. Our left tackle is no good. Got to find one. Ever since Taylor Lewan got hurt and has been gone, we've had to find one. So obviously you can see here, the golden child of this class, the top prospect. I think this is wrong. Caleb Williams is not number one in my opinion. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is head and shoulders above everybody in this draft. However, he's going to go 1 or 2, and Tennessee's not going to be there. We're going to win enough games to probably fall out of the top 5, if not the top 10. I hope we stay in the top 10. I hope we lose those games. Hate on me all you want. Tennessee needs to lose games to get a higher draft pick. 2 guys we're looking at here is, and I'm going to blow this name. I'm just going to admit it. I don't even going to try to say it. I think it's Fashanu, though. Fashanu is his last name, the tackle from Penn State, or Joe Alt, the tackle from Notre Dame. Tennessee has to get one of those 2 guys. They're the 2 best tackle prospects in this draft, as you can see here. You scroll down this list. The next one's not till down here at 16. Oregon State's got one. Tennessee's got to get one of those tackles. You get one of those tackles, and suddenly you got huge building blocks on the left side. You got one of them at left tackle. You got Skoronski at left guard. You got Brunskill at right guard, who's been fine, not great. Brewer at center I'm not a fan. I think he's too small. But you get a right tackle, suddenly your line is much improved, much better. You can protect him. You can get the ball out quicker, and then you can create running lanes wherever the running back is. I hope it's Derrick Henry moving forward. I don't think it will be. I think they'll let him go after the season. There's been a lot of talk of Malik Neighbors here, the wide receiver from LSU. Tennessee obviously has a major need for receiver, but I think the only receiver in this draft class they should be looking at is Marvin Harrison Jr., and I don't think there's any way in hell he's going to be around. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be long gone. 1 or 2. If he doesn't go to the Bears, I'd be mind blown. They're going to have like the 1st and 3rd pick. Like, I'd take that dude instantly and figure out the quarterback situation later. If it's Fields or not, you got to have him. Marvin Harrison Jr. is unbelievable. He's the best receiving prospect since Calvin Johnson. Like 20 years ago, he's fantastic. It's got to be him. You got to take him if you're up there. We won't be. Sadly, we're not going to be up there. You go to the standings here. Let's see if that switches over. It did not. 1 second. We just beat the team with the worst record in the league, Panthers, who don't even have their own draft pick. So that's the reason Frank Reich got fired. He got fired twice because he couldn't beat. Fired for losing to the Titans twice. Couldn't beat him with the Colts, so he gets fired. Couldn't beat him with the Panthers, so he gets fired. Sucks to suck. Yes, Panthers 1. That'll go to Chicago. Cardinals 2. I could see the Cardinals winning a few games. Kyler's back. He looked pretty good, but they got problems too. Patriots are trash. They're awful. They're going to be there. Giants have won games with Danny DeVito. It's odd. I don't expect them to win any more games. The Bears could. Justin Fields is dangerous enough to win them games. Commanders are good enough to win games. The Bucks are good enough to win games. The Chargers are good enough. If you'd have told me, I cannot believe the Chargers are up here. That's wild. And then the Jets, unless Rodgers comes back, they're not winning games, but I don't expect him to because I don't think they're going to be out of playoff contention. So you got a lot of teams up there. Jets are losing. The Chargers should find a way to win something. Bucks should win a couple. They got an easy one this week. Commanders could win some, but I don't think the Titans are going to get ahead of the Bears, Giants, Patriots, Cardinals, Panthers. So you're talking the highest, they get 6. And Tennessee's going to win some games here too, which is going to cause problems. I think going down the stretch here, let's get their schedule pulled up. I really wish that would just switch over. It's kind of annoying. But what do you do, right? What do you do? Schedule. Let's get that pulled up here. Present. We don't need that. Present. Screen share. There she is, guys, as it loads. My computer is the little engine that could right now. I'm making it do a lot of things, and it's not that big. Can't handle this. So let's go down here. We've got Colts this weekend. I am a firm believer we're going to lose that game. Not excited about it one bit. Or win that game, not lose. I think we're going to accidentally win that game, which is just, it sucks. I just have this weird feeling. Derrick Henry's comments this week, when asked about his rushing yards against the Colts game, the first game, which I think were 46, was, that's cringeworthy. 200-yard game incoming. Calling it. We got a monster game. Miami is going to be a blowout. We'll get slaughtered on Monday Night Football. That's great. Houston should beat us. Like the Houston, Seattle should be a sweep. We should lose all those. I mean, Houston, Seattle, Houston, Jacksonville right there. I mean, add Miami. The last 5 games, we should lose all of them. We're going to find a way to win some stupid game. Whether it's Houston or whether it's Seattle at home, Jacksonville, we're going to win one of those, maybe 2. Titans are still undefeated at home, which is wild. They are, 5-0 at home now, I think. They beat the Chargers, Bengals, Atlanta, Carolina. They're 4-0 at home. The road game, other home game is Baltimore is played in London or overseas. Doesn't count as a home game, but it does on the record. So we're gonna finish out 4-7, 5-7 after this weekend, 5-8. I think we're gonna end up 5-8, 7-10. 6. I'd love 6-11. I think 6-11 would be great for draft positioning, but I could see a 7-10, which is just fuck. That's no good. But we got to be in the top 10. Got to get one of the top tackles. Have to do it. Have to get Joe Alt or Fash now. You have to get them. Have to find a way. Other bits, notes, Derrick Henry just having an all right season. He's struggling too with the offensive line. Everybody is, because he's getting hit in the backfield a lot. On pace for another 1,000-yard season. He just crossed 9,000 for his career, I think. He's like 1,500 yards behind Eddie George for the all-time leader in Titans history. And I would love to see him get it. I just don't know if he will. I don't think contract's up after the season. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. I could see him moving on and letting Tajay be the guy, which sucks, but that era of Titans football is gone. It's over. Tannehill, Henry, A.J. Brown, all gone. D-Hop had a 2-year deal, and I can't remember if it was a team or a player option for year 2. I absolutely think he's getting brought back. 700 yards, 63 game, 4 touchdowns. He's been really good for us when we've had time to get it to him. I think he'll be back next year. Got to find another receiver. After that, it's Westbrook Keeney at 281 yards, Chris Moore 280, Chiggs 251. Chiggs has no touchdowns. It's a disappointing year. Burks, it sucks, man. He's injured all the time. I thought he was going to have a good year. He's got less receiving yards than Kyle Phillips, man. That's bad. 8 receptions, 122 yards, 15-yard average. He did the 70-yard bomb. Yeah, so 70 of his 122 yards came in one game. It was a Chargers game earlier this season that I was at. Man, that's brutal. That is brutal. He's injured. It sucks. He's in knee problems and concussion problems too. Turf toe last year. Can't hold it against him, but I think if you're Tennessee, you move forward. Like you hope he's something at some point. We just move forward like he doesn't exist. Sucks. It's tough. He may play this weekend. No, he's been ruled out this week. I'd love to see him back out there and kind of finish the season on a strong note. But, man, it's just injuries have got him. There's nothing you can do about it. But receiver, a major problem too. But with all that money, I'd like to see T. Higgins, Mike Evans, guys like that. They're all free agents. Come over. I think you can get a guy like that. I'd prefer T. Higgins over Evans. Evans is older, but we'll see if T. Higgins resigns with Cincinnati. But we got 110 to 110 million in caps. So you got to spend it somewhere. Cornerback, receiver, maybe a right tackle. The defense isn't great. There's everywhere. You got problems everywhere. You know, your cornerbacks are some of the worst in the league. Your whole secondary back-to-back years has gotten diced. You need somebody to replace Byard. You just got problems everywhere. So, huge season of transition. Hopefully, we just keep losing. We want L's. We want Tennessee to lose games so we can get a high draft pick and get all our Fash now. So, but mark my words, we're going to win on Sunday. Titans are going to win, and I'm just going to be head down. So stupid. But it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. On the topic of Vrabel, I'm all in. Keep him. He's the guy. I don't know where all this hate is coming from. Yeah, he's had 2 bad years in a row, but this roster is terrible. End of story. So not his fault, in my opinion. Not his fault. So I'm all in on Vrabel. Keep him. Let's keep rolling this. Let's get some draft picks, get some free agents in here. Try to revamp this quick with Will Levis. I think you got your guy. And a lot in Carthon hit on a lot of these guys this year. You've got Skaronski's going to be a stud. Will Levis looks the part of franchise QB. Tajay looks the part of the running back. Josh Wiles playing at tight end. Jalen Duncan, 6th-round draft pick, is starting left tackle right now. I don't think that's he's a developmental guy. And then Colton Dowell's playing on special teams. So all 7 of those dudes are playing. Or no, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. So big first year for Carthon. We can do it again. Once or twice more, we'll be fine. Obviously, the last couple drafts for Tennessee is what really depleted this roster. They were just awful. And then the guys you did hit, A.J. Brown, you trade. So that's all I got today. Titan State of the Union. We want L's. That's the name of the game. You can catch me every Thursday on The Bounce, also on this station on Bite Size Sports, talking NBA with Kevin Keebler. And then you can catch me every Wednesday at 8 p.m. at 9 p.m. on our sister station, dDweeb, talking Star Wars on Han Shot First. I also am doing some preview reviews with Kev on that channel. So please check us out, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. We want L's. Tighten up. Until next time.